But before we prescribe antitubercular therapy, we have to follow certain principles. Now, what are the principles? Number one is that any regime should have multiple drugs, and preferably we should try to have bactericidal drugs more in the regime, particularly for new cases. So, why multiple drugs? Because there are different types of population in the tubercular region, we will discuss later on, and to prevent the drug resistance. Because few bacilli may be resistant to one drug, so the other drug will take care of the resistant bacilli. So again, for new cases, at least 3 drugs, for drug resistant cases, at least 4 drugs should be there in the regime. So multiple drugs should be there. Second principle is that single dose is preferred in comparison to the divided doses. For other infections, what we observe that we have to give drugs twice a day, thrice a day, or 4 times a day to maintain the concentration of the drugs, effective concentration in the blood, so that the pathogens are killed. But in tuberculosis, a single dose and single peak is required rather than the sustained levels or consistent concentration of the drugs. So that's why we need single dose in treating tuberculosis. The basis we'll discuss why we need single dose rather than divided doses. Then whatever drug you are prescribing, it should be in adequate dose, otherwise there will be emergence of drug resistance or there will be treatment failure. And the dose should be on the basis of the weight as well as the severity of the disease. That should be considered. Severe means initial phase. In initial phase, sometimes intensive phase, the dose is different. In continuation phase, the dose will be different. So in adequate dose should be there. Then the treatment should be for adequate duration, because like other infections, here we have to classify our case and then decide the duration. For every case of tuberculosis, no single duration is valid. If it is a new case, different duration. If you have used different regime, then different duration. If your case is drug resistance, monoresistance, MDR, XDR, the durations are different. So we should decide the duration of the treatment according to the classification of your case. Then another principle to be observed in ATT is that the dosage should be given at a fixed time so that the coinciding peak levels are there. Preferably all the antitubercular drugs should be given within a period of 1 or 2 hours. Because if we give one drug in the morning, one drug in the afternoon, one drug at that time, then there will be different peak levels and they may not be as effective as all the peaks are at the same times. It's like the commando operation. If there are terrorists and you have sent 4 commandos at a time, I think they will do their job. But if you send one commando in the morning, one in the evening, one in the night, I think they may not be able to perform the job. So like that, all the antitubercular drugs should be given within a time framework so that their peak coincides. Then another principle of antitubercular treatment is that never add a single drug to a failing regime. If you have prescribed any treatment and the patient is not improving, or if you feel that the improvement is less, don't add one drug to the failing regime. Because what will happen? Suppose if you are giving A, B, C, D, 4 drugs are being given to the regime. And so you feel that this regime is not working. You add, now you don't know whether that both bacilli are resistant to one drug, to all the drugs. So if you have added E only, it may be a single drug. So whenever the treatment is failing and you want to strengthen the E1 pattern, that failure will be less. So that's why never add a single drug to a failing regime. Then another principle to be observed is that avoid drugs with cross resistance in a single regime. For example, there is cross resistance between all quinolones practically. So don't give 1, 2 or 3 or 4 quinolones in the same regime. There is cross resistance between aminoglycosides. So don't give 2 aminoglycosides in the same regime, because they will not increase the efficacy, they will increase the toxicity of the drugs. So there is that you have to see. Then particularly in drug resistant cases, if a person is having INH-A gene, that means low level INH drug resistance, then it has been observed that the bacilli are also resistant to ethionamide. So if INH-A gene is there, then don't add ethionamide in the regime for treatment failure. So in this way, for example, previously thiazidone was a drug which is nowadays not available and not being used. Even it is not mentioned in the anti-tubercular drugs list nowadays. Thiazidone was having cross resistance with ethionamide. So previously when it was used, then ethionamide was not used in the retreatment regime. So in that way, we should see that there should not be cross resistance in the drugs which you are prescribing. Then you should give the higher possible dose. For example, the rifampicin, the doses usually are 8 to 12 milligram per kilogram body weight. Average is 10. So you should try to keep the doses at 10 or 12 rather than 8, if possible, if tolerated. So try to keep the doses at a higher level initially when you are starting the treatment, so that there are less chances of failure. So these are the various principles which you should observe while treating tuberculosis or while constituting a regime for your case of tuberculosis.